Namaste, I am Dr. P. Ramadevi. Today I am going to explain you the Chari Vidhana from Natya Shastra. This Chari Vidhanam also I am going to explain in 2-3 videos. Today I am going to explain you what exactly the Chari means. Okay, Chari, charinchunadi, moving. So what is moving? The movement of leg. The single leg is called as Chari. So, Bharata is explaining the shloka like Ekapada pracharo yah sa charityabhisannida. So, the movement of one leg is called as Chari. Actually, I want to share why I am doing this. When I was doing my diploma course, first time I came across this word called Chari. Then it was like 32 charis. It was so difficult to read the shloka itself because I am not a Sanskrit student. I did not learn Sanskrit, but by the time I know only Hindi well because I have completed Visharada from Dakshina Bharata Hindi Prachara Sabha. So I could read because the script is the same almost. So I could read, but I could not understand the shloka at all. Only the definition I just ratified and by hearted, and I wrote the exam and I passed. But never thought of understanding the charis. Even in the MA also, I don't know, I just did not give much importance to the understanding the charis or karanas or mandalas or anything. Then when I started teaching to the students, then the responsibility increases that you have to explain to the students. So I took the P.S.R. Apparao Garu's Natya Shastra and I started reading because it is in Telugu. Though I am a Malayali, I am good, born and brought up in Andhra Pradesh. I know Telugu very well. So I took the P.S.R. Apparao Garu's Natya Shastra and I read that. Somehow I understood and I explained my students, and even I wrote in my book also. But not with the clarity what I am having today. I wrote what in my book. I am accepting that truth. Then after understanding Apparao Garu's P.S.R. Apparao Garu's Natya Shastra book, later I got Manmohan Ghosh English book. When I was going through the charis, the shloka itself was differing at some places, some words. Then I was wondering, what is this? In Telugu, it is in a different way Apparao Garu has translated, and in Manmohan Ghosh English version it is different. Even the definition also is different. Then I was wondering, what is this? Then Pullala Sri Ramachandrudu's Natya Shastra was released. Then I got that copy. When I opened and I started reading the Chari, there also slight difference I came across. Even in the definition and in the shloka also. Then I was puzzled. What is this now? What to do? In some text it is saying put it back. Sometimes it is telling put it front or putting it to the side. What is exactly right? Because I am not concentrating much on the shloka. I am only concentrating on the description what they have given. Then after joining the university, my colleague Dr. Anupama Kailash said, Ramagaru, N.P. Udne's Natya Shastra is very good. Then I bought that Natya Shastra and I started reading that also. There also I found Pullala Sri Ramachandrudu's Natya Shastra in Telugu and N.P. Udne's Natya Shastra were almost similar, and P.S.R. Apparao Garu's and Manmohan Ghosh Natya Shastra versions were a little similar. Anyways, then I thought it's better I will understand the shloka. Though as I said, I am not a great professor or eminent scholar in Sanskrit, with my little knowledge, asking people and looking into the dictionary, I got the meaning of these Sanskrit words, and with my experience of 55 years of performing dance also, I just assimilated all those knowledge and experience, and today I am coming in front of you to explain this Chari Vidhanas. I have seen on YouTube also there are different versions shown how to perform this 32 charis. So I thought I'll just go through how the sloka is mentioned by Bharata, how we have to move our leg, and according to that I am going to explain now. Now what chari means? So as I said, the movement of one leg is called chari, and you know these charis are the main foundation for all the adavus, whether it is Kuchipudi, Bharatanatyam, Mohiniyattam, Odissi, whatever dance class, classical dance form, the charis are the basic unit to choreograph a new step. And especially in Kuchipudi, all the adavus are completely based on these chari movements. Okay, before it was there, and Vempati Chinna Satyam Garu added more steps based on this charis. So chari is very understanding the charis are very important for all of us. Okay, now a dance is initiated by chari movement, and all movements proceed from charis. Many charis are used to represent fight on the stage, especially in discharging weapons, or sometimes to show various guide. Without the employment of chari, nothing can be done in a performance. Here, Bharata is said, from the charis, as I said, chari means one leg movement. If you move both the legs, then it is called as karana. So we should know the difference between the chari, karana, khanda, and then it is mandala. So one leg movement is chari, two leg movements is called as karana. When you join 2-3 karanas, then it will become khanda. When you join 3-4 khandams, it will become the mandala. Okay, so the sloka I am going to read. Ekapada pracharo yah sa charitya bhi sannita dvipada kramanam yattu karanam nama tadbhavet. Karananam samayoga khanda ityavidhiyate. Khandai stribhischaturбhirva samyuktair mandalam bhavet. So, like in what I explained is based on this sloka. Now, where all the charis are used? The usage of chari. Chari bih prasrutam nrittam chari bhischeshtitam tatha chari bih shastra mokshascha charyo yuddhe cha kirtita. So, in the nritta, in releasing the weapons, and in the fight, these charis are used. And nritta is purely based on these chari movements. Though various chari movements, actions are performed on the stage, these all are based on the chari movements. Whatever the movements we are doing on the stage are based on this chari movements. So, not only in Nritta, even in the Natya, the various actions are performed through the charis. Okay, and you all know the combination of Natya and Nritta is the Nritya, where what we are doing now as a solo dance, Nritya. Okay, so Nritya also cannot be performed without the usage of chari. We all are doing charis, but we don't know what kind of chari it is. Now let us understand what kind of chari is this step belong to. This step belong to which kind of chari we will be understanding. Now यदे यदेतत् प्रस्तुतं नाट्यं तच्चारीष्वेव संस्थितं न हि चार्या विना किंचे नाट्यंगम संप्रवर्तते. So without this chari, any anga of the natya will not be performed. So that is the importance of the chari. Now we will understand what is this chari. What is the definition Bharata has given about this chari. Padasya, evam padasya janghaya uro katyas tathaivacha samana karane cheshta sa chariti prakirtitah. I repeat again. Evam padasya janghaya uro katyas tathaivacha. So there are 4 angas he has mentioned in one leg. So evam padasya, pada means the foot, janghaya, the upper part, between the knee and the foot, that jangha, it is called in Sanskrit, the shanks, jangha. Uroh, the above part of the knee, thighs, okay. Katyastha, kati means the hip or the waist part, hip. So the foot, the shank, the thighs and the hips, these 4 parts. Samana karane cheshta, equally if you move. Sa chariti prakirtita. So that is called as chari. This is the definition in the form of shloka. So the simultaneous movements of the limbs like feet, shanks, thighs and hips are technically referred to as chari. Okay, so the movement involving a single feet is designated to as chari. This we have to understand, very important. Only one leg movement. And I told you the 2 legs are used, then it is karana. So we are talking about the chari. You have to understand it is evam padasya uro katyas, evam padasya janghaya, jangha, shank, pada, feet, uro, the thighs, katya, that's the hip. All these samana karane, equally when you are moving, then that is called as chari. Okay. Now, the movement of the leg, when you are moving, sometimes it will be touching on the earth. You will rest on the earth and you will move. Sometimes you will lift the leg and you will move. So, Bharata has divided these chari movements into 2 different classes. And he called it as Bhumi charis and Akashika chari. You know, Bhumi means the ground and Akasha means the sky. In the air. That means when you are placing your leg on the ground and moving it, whichever side, whichever way, that is Bhumi charis. And if you are lifting it and then moving the leg, it is called as Akashika charis. And Bharata has said 16 Bhumi charis or Bhumi charis and 16 Akashika charis. So, in our next episode, I will be explaining you first the 16 Bhumi charis and 16 Akashika charis. And every chari will be explained through the shloka, so that if I make any mistake in understanding, you can also understand better way and do the prayoga of that chari. So, in the next episode, I will be in front of you or with you explaining the 16 Bhumi charis. Okay, thank you.